Hey guys, Denver Pride is going virtual for the first time in 44 years, and what a celebration they have. Denver is the only Pride in the country with a virtual parade, along with other exciting offerings. Special guests will be Jackie Cox, Naysha Lopez, and Monet Exchange from RuPaul's Drag Race. Be sure to join in on the fun June 20th and 21st by following denverpride.org and follow on Facebook at Denver Pridefest. Happy Pride, everyone!
It's time to wake up and start your morning brew. Coming to you live every morning from his home studio or wherever he is at 8 a.m. It's time to start your day with a cup of Jon Jon. Now here's your host, the boy's so nice they named him twice, Jon Jon Lannen.
Good morning and welcome back to another edition of the Cup of Jon Jon. Today is a very, very special episode. As you guys heard at the top of the show, Pride is coming this weekend. Now, initially, I was invited to host the Pride Parade for a second year in a row. There were a couple changes, which is no big deal at all, but Channel 7 has actually now taken over the broadcast and will be broadcasting with their own broadcasters. Now, I won't be hosting the parade itself, but I still will be making an appearance on a couple of different channels during the Pride series. I will be on Rocky Mountain PBS along with Channel 7, ABC, this weekend with a very special message for you guys. So anyway, as opposed to posting my regular videos this weekend, I'm actually going to be posting the video of the audio you are about to hear shortly. The Center on Colfax, which actually is the organization behind Denver Pridefest, graciously asked me to do a little bit on the history of Stonewall. Stonewall is not only imperative for LGBTQ plus rights, but at the end of the day was an important piece of history for civil rights as a whole. So without further ado, I would like to present you the history of Stonewall and Denver Pride. Denver Pridefest and other parades and celebrations of LGBTQ pride have become annual June events for many cities around the world. In fact, it is estimated that 26 million people around the world attend a pride celebration every year. But why June? And why do we have pride celebrations anyway? Pride celebrations are a commemoration of the Stonewall Riots that took place 50 years ago in New York City. In 1950s and 60s America, same-sex attraction was illegal in every state of the Union. Men and women were required to appear in clothing deemed appropriate to their gender. Lesbian, gay, and gender-diverse people were routinely harassed by police, and gay bars were regularly raided. LGBTQ people were jailed and publicly humiliated for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. In the early hours of June 28, 1969, New York City police raided the Stonewall Inn, a gay bar located in Greenwich Village in New York City. The raid sparked a riot among bar patrons and neighborhood residents, as police roughly hauled employees and patrons out of the bar, leading to 6 days of protests and violent clashes with law enforcement, outside of the bar on Christopher Street, in neighboring streets, and in nearby Sheridan Square. 1 year after the Stonewall Riots, a march was organized to commemorate the anniversary and to promote LGBTQ visibility and civil rights. Because of LGBTQ pride parades, community members began to recognize that they were not alone, and a movement started to build. Celebration was so popular that similar events began popping up in cities across the country. LGBTQ pride events have now become an annual June tradition for many cities across the globe, and have led to increased visibility and acceptance for LGBTQ people everywhere. The Stonewall Riots served as a catalyst for the LGBTQ civil rights movement in the United States and around the world. The first gay pride celebration took place in Denver in June 1975. This community gathering brought increased energy to the Denver LGBTQ community, and 1 year later, activists moved to form the Gay Community Center of Colorado. Today, as the organization has grown to embrace more aspects of the community, the center is now known as the Center on Colfax. Today, the center serves more than 47,000 people annually at its year-round facility in Denver's Capitol Hill neighborhood. During the COVID-19 outbreak, the center has continued serving the community through its social media channels and its website, lgbtqcolorado.org. The center produces Denver Pridefest each year as its largest annual fundraiser. With programming serving 5 generations of community members, from young families and LGBTQ youth to older adults, Denver Pridefest supports what has become one of the oldest LGBTQ community centers in the nation. Denver Pridefest has grown to a 2-day festival and parade attracting hundreds of thousands of visitors from across Colorado and neighboring states. This year, Denver Pridefest proudly continues as an online event to keep the spirit of Pride alive until our community can celebrate together again. Oh my God. That just, it gives me chills because it's such a vital piece to our history. Like I said, you guys can find this video on my YouTube channel. You guys can find links to my YouTube channel at jonjonlannen.com. And you can follow me all over social media at Jon Jon Lannen. As a reminder, I will not be posting a podcast on Saturday and Sunday because I'd really like you all to go check out Pride. So check that out. I'll have, of course, links all over my social media accounts, but be sure to check out Pride and support Denver Pridefest. I'll be back on Monday and every day next week at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Thanks again for the support, and until next time, ta-ta!